Hello! So today I want to talk about being grateful. So we often have stressful times, and sometimes with a period of time in between, we stop up and we start to, at least I do, start to think about life and what it all means in the big picture. And very often in those situations, I am being reminded by myself of the fact that typically most things that you are stressed about or frustrated about in the everyday life isn't necessarily things that mean anything in the big picture. And by that I mean things like, having your family around and your good friends. Those are things that mean much more than what's just in front of you. So that makes me think regularly about putting things into context. However, during a very stressful fall and spring so far that I and my family have had this year and the fall of last year, with moving houses, new job, getting married, got our second daughter, etc. I very often found myself, waking up exhausted and starting the day with negative thoughts. I have also found myself going to bed being frustrated and not being appreciative about things and the current circumstances. So after almost having that negative pattern going on for half a year, I decided here the other day, a couple of weeks ago, to totally swap the situation around. So I introduced a new habit, and that is that just before I tell myself to go to sleep, so I'm lying in my bed and I'm just about to tell my brain to just cut off and go to sleep, I take a moment to explicitly think about the things that mean the most to me and be grateful of them. So those things are my family, my wife and my children, and my other family, friends, and that I have a good health. And I do the same thing as the first thing I do when I wake up. So I do it immediately when I wake up. I do the same thing. I think about what I'm the most grateful of. And I've really noticed how that kind of drives the starting point for the rest of the day. So it's like a seed at the beginning of the day that is used as a basis for my line of thought for the rest of the day. So it's a good seed for good thoughts throughout the day. And also it's a really good feeling to not go to bed and the last thing before you sleep is a negative thought about how frustrating something is. You haven't had the time to do that and this and that. It's just a good feeling of being grateful and thinking about the things that mean the most to me in life. And I have really noticed a change how that, serving as a starting point for the day, has, merited other good thoughts throughout the day. And after a week or so, I kind of had after a week or so of having started this thing, I had a couple of days where I kind of skipped that habit, the new habit. And I really noticed that just during those 2 days, I was more negative about things. I didn't feel as well. But now I have jumped back on the train and I can truly feel the difference already. You should try it out. Cheers.